Hey graduates, so we're going to talk about a number of topics this evening. The first of which I wanted to draw your attention to is this whole thing about the rise in knife crime that's taking place in London. Now, I don't know if you're aware of it, but I know I spoke about the killing of a 15-year-old girl by a 17-year-old boy that took place in London. And it was the best friend of a girl who was trying to defend her friend from the advances of this young man. And he had turned up there with flowers and a note and everything to try and win the 15-year-old girl back. And the best friend intervened, and as a result, she lost her life. All right. Well, since then, a man has been charged with the murder of a 22-year-old who was stabbed in South London. So the young man, whose name is Keelan Morris Wong, was killed in front of shoppers on Cold Harbour Lane in Brixton on Tuesday. Police and paramedics tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. So here is an image of the young man, Keelan Morris Wong, who was stabbed. Now, we're seeing so many black children falling prey to knife crime, be it that they are the perpetrator or the victim. In recent times, it has really escalated. You can see from the images that I'm showing here how many young people have fallen victim to knife crime in London, most of which are actually black children. I want you to listen to what this individual has to say. She was out protesting, saying that the government needs to do something about knife crimes, and she had some really important points to raise, and I just want you to listen to her carefully.
What is there in that? Is it rape? Is it you molested my little sister? Is it the things that I would think of that could drive me to murder? That's not what they're killing over. They're killing over some little dance argument, some little gang war, some little £200, £100, whatever it is. And that them I argue over. And that them feel blood for draft for. So where they getting the teaching from? Then you're gonna say, oh, it's because of social media, or it's because of the films they're watching. Everybody's trying to find a blame, but it's not. It's because the parents have lost the way. They're not schooling their children no more. The younger generation of parents that have got these 16 and 17-year-olds, remember, it's not our elder generation, it's the next generation. And true, we're young, and enough of the parents them there in a dance. Enough of the parents them with them 16 and 17-year-olds in a dance. Yeah? And when them in the dance tonight there, them children can do what they want, because them say them grown now, because them 16, them 17, them grown. They're not grown, because look at the decisions they're making. That isn't a grown decision. That's an impulsive flight decision. If I don't do it, the man them are going to say I'm weak. Fuck the man them. It's about them going to prison with you. Because you're going to go to prison. They're not going to prison. They're going to sleep in their bed with their family. You're going to go to jail. But you're worried about how they feel about you. Come on now. That's how I got to say. I'm going to put this up. Fight or flight, I'm telling you. And more time yet. Remember the picture that I painted? 5 minutes. What is your decision in that 5 minutes? You got 5 minutes. Half of the youth then, when they get to 60 seconds, it's like their brain goes loose. That 5 minutes that it took you to go and get the knife, get to the place, get to the person, get to do what... So wait there, in all that time that you can't think to yourself, wait there, it's not worth it. So you left out of your house, or you looked for whatever you're looking for. You had bare steam, bare anger. You come out your house, you've gone to the wherever you're going, you've looked for the... That's 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, you can't calm down. Yo, that's the way that I see it. I'm telling you, enough of this is not thinking before you act. Enough of this is like some impended anger that you got and you cannot control. This is uncontrollable anger. So, and mental health. Enough of you smoking some spiced up crow. Spiced up crow, sprayed up, spiced up, terpenes up. It's got everything on it. So then smoke that, no, them be and say just boss. never scared of my parents. Simple. They're not scared of their parents. What? Think the youth business about after you stab the person, going home, going to my bed, going to your bed, you're going to jail. You will be found, DNA, good them time, yeah, you know, camera, DNA, all kind of things now, you know. Police them catch up long time. The respect that, you know, Sam, I'm not going to say that. Because I talk to enough of these youths, yeah, in the area, these same boys, and they have respect. They do have respect. They're being taught respect. It's what they're doing on the outside. I'm not going to say they're wild. They're being disrespectful to everyone, because they're not. And that's the next thing what shocks you. You're like, but I spoke to that, but that boy would never do that. Then you're thinking, why would he do that? Like, did I talk to him and his little friend, them, like, just the other day, and they were cool, they were standing there, was like, you're right, auntie. You're right, because more times that's what they were saying. You're right, mumsy, or you're right, auntie. You understand what I'm saying? Especially the ones saying that know my son. Yeah? And then you want to tell yourself, what you did that drink last night? And enough of the youth them are trying to drink the Ray and nephews like the elders. Oh God. That's the next one again. The Ray and nephews. Some of the youth them's drinking Ray and nephews and can't handle it. Yeah. They have no fear of, and they do have fear, and they have, because guess what? After he kill the youth, no, yeah, in panic. Don't tell me he ain't got no conscience. He never went home like he's a bad man. He panicked. His whole body was shaking. Don't know what to do now. Eh? He must have got eyed now. Eh? He must have concealed that him do it. He must have lied to his parents. He must have, no, listen, he must have conscience.
I'm not gonna lie, it really is a big problem. And you know, one of the things that I noticed since coming to England is the fact that there are far less youth focused activities, far less community centers for young people, and that absence has resulted in a lot of children trying to find recreation out in the streets. They cannot afford to do clubs, to go play football and join a football club, to, you know, do all of these you know, private clubs that are on offer. So whatever free entertainment they can find, they find it. It really isn't to do with education, because on the other hand, the government has increased the amount of funding attached to courses and, you know, apprenticeships and things like that. So ambition would lead children in these directions, and many of them whom were victims of the knife crimes were actually students, children going to college, children going to school. So the crucial thing she raises is the fact that many aspects of children being on the streets from a young age and getting involved in gang activity, it has to do with the morals and ethics that they're getting from the household. So she's basically pointing a finger of blame towards the parents, that the parents are slacking in terms of how they parent the children. But you see, we are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place over here in a big foreign, because the rules and legislations around corporal punishment are quite strict. And if you hit your child, even if you're doing it out of disciplinary action, you can land yourself in serious trouble. You can have your children taken away by social services because of abuse and all sorts of things. Now, because there is this gray area about admonishing a child through corporal punishment, where if you hit the child and there's a mark, then you are more than likely going to get into trouble. If you smack a child and there is no mark, people think that it's okay to do so. Either way you take it, if that child raises it as a complaint, it's flagged as a safeguarding issue, and you could end up in serious problems with social services, and child protection actions will take place. There's also the fact that at the age of 16, teenagers have quite a few liberties that we would never have had back in our original countries. So, you know, a 16-year-old can have a sexual relationship and that would be considered legal. A 16-year-old can smoke cigarettes, can stay out at a certain time and be on the streets, can more or less live independently. However, in that case, the law says it has to be with the full authority or the knowledge of the parents that this child is moving out on their own. So because they have got this whole concept of when you can do adult activities, they think that they have got the right to rebel, to refuse to follow instructions that are given to them by their parents, and they act up considerably if you try to withhold privileges and things like that. Once upon a time, it used to take a village to raise a child. Now, people are nervous to even say something if they see a child acting out in public that is not their own. They would rather ignore it, leave them to get on with it, and the child suffers the consequences regardless. Nobody's going to interfere if they see a child being disrespectful, if they see a child committing any kind of crime, because they then end up getting themselves into entanglements with both the child, the law, and the family members as well, who feel as though, well, you had no right to admonish my child. It's not your child. And, you know, you end up not doing it the right way. There's so many complications that can come of it. So a lot of these teenagers that you see on the streets, they are doing things for quick money. They realize that there's a hustle value to the streets. So they get themselves involved in gang activities so that they can meet their desires that their parents would not fulfill. They want the Jordan shoes. They want all the electronic gadgets. And, you know, the quickest way to do that is to commit some kind of crime. Okay. In addition to that, a lot of the youngsters are getting involved in gang activities because they want the protection of the streets as well while they are involved in such criminal activities. They see a brotherhood or a sisterhood in the gangs. They feel as though they belong. So a lot of it has to do with isolation as well. The fact that these youngsters who fall prey to gangster activities are not feeling as though they fit in school. Some of them are victims of bullying themselves, and they rely on the gangs to protect them from further bullying actions. Some of them are you know, in the position of the bully, in that they use the gang to carry out their threats and to take from the vulnerable. But I'm not gonna lie, you know, as a parent, you do feel quite helpless in this country many times when it comes to disciplining your children. All right, let us move on now to Alice, the crab seller. Mighty God of Daniel. What an embarrassing situation. So, you know, for those of you who are unaware, which I'm sure none of you are, Alice is a very popular crab vendor who sells out in Hero Circle in Jamaica. She is popular in that many people, when they go to Hero Circle, her stall is the priority one. Her crabs are considered to be the most delicious, and so on and so forth. So, you know, she's been featured on lots of foodie programs, and many celebrities, popular personalities have gone to have crabs at Alice's stall. It has been such a national disgrace to see that video that was leaked about Alice. She claims that she had a upset stomach, and as a result of that, she had an accident and she had to deal with it immediately. But unfortunately, she was recorded by a fellow vendor who leaked the video.
Never drink no tea. And by me say me I can move off, yeah, brrr, and the dude come down. And me take a napkin and wipe bottom me once. Me I go dash it up the sun I jump. And then me go down on my knees, cut beard, and come back up.
So you clean the area after?
Yeah man, you cannot never dog wrong and nothing at all. Not never dog wrong. And we sleep up every day we sweep up a place. Clean up a place. Me use sanitize my place.
People are saying that this is a regular occurrence. What is your response to that?
What mean regular occurrence?
People are saying enough time them do them things they don't.
No sir. No. She work of a vouch. And don't them say me in out here. She work right here.
So people are mistaken. Them see the one video and then believe.
And them.
What has happened this morning? What's happening here now? What did the authorities come and say this morning?
This morning, my daughter, she had delicate. And she got the meeting and she said, Desmond send the, what them call it? The inspector them up here. And then come and attack. They say, we are keep a meeting now. They might keep a meeting now. And call them. But we have to get rid of she here. Because she said she's a wrongdoer.
Now, what I find really disturbing about this case is the fact that Alice, even when she was doing her interview with TVJ, all Alice could do was talk about the fact that the woman who, the other vendor who videoed her, should never have done that, and that she was wrong to video her.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello to you.
Yeah, Dad.
Tell the country is listening to you, Miss Alice. What happened?
What you said?
What happened? What we saw in the video. Tell us what happened, what led up to that. What did we not see? What happened on that day?
All right. Mr. Mucker hurt me. I mean, just set me up. So, Mr. Me, I buy a hot beer and drink with some salt. And by me to reach to the bathroom, me start feeling. And then I take off my clothes and go down on my knees and wipe up myself and come back up.
So,
Make up the head and come back up. And I never see such a video me. So me and I don't have nothing.
so your niece is the one who shot the video. Who took the video?
No, one next Marga one side of my way I sell.
All right, take it easy. We don't want your style anybody. All right, just keep it
yeah.
clean. All right. So what? So this happened when last week Friday.
Yeah.
Last, so you say you felt your stomach was bubbling and you took
I'm
you drank a beer.
Yeah, drink it.
So did you do number 2 inside the stall? It come down on you inside the stall?
Yeah.
So you couldn't have made it out?
I couldn't move, my brother. I couldn't move.
How far away is the bar is the toilet you normally use?
Down on my knees. Then we are go down at Fetcher's Land.
Yeah, man, but give me an idea now, if you were to walk, how long would it take you to walk to get there?
Long. 10 minutes. About 10 minutes.
So on a normal day when you feel like you want to use the bathroom, you have to walk 10 minutes to go and use it?
Yeah, like more people and so.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh? So you don't the reaction of people towards the video. People are disgusted, Miss Alice. You understand why they feel that way?
And to me, have a broke foot and my knee hurt me.
Yes.
That's why.
I hear you, but I'm saying, do you understand why people feel disgusted with what they saw?
Yeah, because you don't have no right to do it, brother.
No. I'm not talking about the fact that the girl video you. I'm saying, for somebody who normally buys from you, and I know several people who buy from you. But hold on, right. So I'm saying, for those who buy from you and others who saw the video and are disgusted, do you understand why they feel that way?
Yeah. And my friend coming from New York.
And today, so she disappointed.
No, she not said that.
What she say?
She asked me what's happened and me I tell her. And she said, but it could happen to anybody, to Alice.
Oh? How have you ever seen any of your colleagues there doing anything like that over the years?
No?
So the nearest bathroom for you is 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So so if you want to do anything in the bathroom, you have to walk 10 minutes to get there.
Yeah. To reach,
So how you manage on a daily basis? So again, I'm saying, you've never been in a situation where it come down on you and you have to just do it inside.
My brother, first.
Oh?
First it happened first.
But Miss Alice, here's the thing now. You know that cleanliness is next to godliness, especially when it comes to food. Do you have a food?
I know that, my brother.
Do you have a food handler's permit, Miss Alice?
Yeah.
And it's up to date, valid and up to date?
No, me do it already. I mean, if you can pick it up.
So you really don't have one right now?
No, when it expire, I always go take it up.
How long now it expire?
It expire a long time. I mean, do it over already. I mean, just to pick it up. I mean, never. So sometimes when they rush the pump, we can't get to go up there.
So let me ask you something this evening, Miss Alice. For those who usually buy from you, because I know enough people who say them buy the soup from you. If they decide that they're not coming back down there, how would you feel if they don't come back to buy from you or anybody else?
Me not right now, my brother.
No, man, you must know because of your livelihood. You tell me, I heard that you say that you've been doing this for several years.
Yeah.
So if people see what they saw and see them not coming back down to Crab Circle, how would you feel? Tell me.
I don't know, my brother. I just apologize to them.
Let me ask you this, Miss Alice.
Them know, so me could know. So them call me. What if them call me and I tell them same thing?
Yes.
And they say, oh my God, Alice. I'm sorry that happened.
Yes.
So you always sit on your throne.
Yes.
And then you tell your lawyer work.
Hold on. Tell the person in the background to.
Now, it has come out that apparently this is not the first time that Alice has done the deed in that same spot. She has revealed several other videos that she has of Alice doing that action. So she show different video in a different clothes. Alisa wipe up herself. Alisa do the things them right there so in the stall, right? So no matter what it is that Alice is coming out and saying, it can't really justify it. She's claiming that the toilet is 10 minutes away and that she, it was too far away and whatever come down on her at the time. I'm gonna let you listen to the interview with TVJ. And you can draw your own conclusions, but there are certain lessons that need to be learned in terms of handling food and health and safety for all food vendors on the streets and even in buildings in Jamaica.
Regular practice, our toilet. Look, this are the video when she. This is a white clothes, right? This is a different one at the same spot. At the same spot. You see it? This is our. What color is? This is a different color. This is a different color. A green top and a tie. This is a different color. At the same spot. At the same spot. So it's a lie that? That could have been a lie?
Have you ever said anything to her about it, her practice?
Majority of the time, I say, mind you, like people come over for you. And by the stalking, it's not going nowhere. It not going nowhere. It not going nowhere. So to me, blame a come for me and me. So me not take blame for nobody.
So there are a number of things, as you can hear from that report, that has come clear, right? First of all, there is a lack of appropriate sanitization facilities in the area. If you want your street vendors to be sanitary, you need to have washing basin for them to wash their hands. They need to have sinks for them to wash up. In addition to that, they need to have toilet facilities, and the toilet facilities needs to be maintained. Now, you can't have something as popular as the crab circle where everybody goes to buy crab and not actually give these vendors these kind of accommodations so that they can carry out their vending in a safe and sanitary way. In addition to that, if you are a food handler's, if you have a food handler's permit, surely you should have, as a part of your training, been told that if you have certain things like dysentery, you cannot be handling food for a certain number of days. But you see, people need the money and desperation and all of that. They still come to work. They're still handling people's food despite the fact that they may have a contagious bug. Now, as for the lady who did the recording and leaked the video, they are apparently sending her threats on a regular basis because as a result of this, the entire area has been closed down. Ministry of Health has turned up. Nobody's business is able to run. So, it really has had a bigger impact than just dealing with Alice. It has affected everybody's livelihood, including the lady who leaked the video. Now, while I'm not saying that Alice has not got a right to be upset that she leaked the video, I'm thinking that the more important thing Alice should be thinking about is that the lady approached her on several occasions, allegedly. The lady in her video said that she has spoken to her many times and the situation has not changed. It has not improved. She keeps on doing it. And that's why she decided to leak the video. Boy, I mean, I know, a whole heap of things are run through my head because you know how human beings stay. Yes, Alice was nasty and disgusting to do what she did. There's no other way to describe it. I do not understand how people are defending that and saying it can happen to anybody. No, it can't. If you end up in a situation like that and you know that, you're having a runny tummy and it's coming down on you and you don't have nowhere to go, it's better you wrap up a towel around you, come out of the stall, or wrap up one piece of cloth around you or one piece of cardboard or something, come out the stall and, go do what you have to do a bush or something. But me would have rather walk for the 10 minutes to down to my knees with one sitting wrap up around my waist, go bathe, change everything, rather than do it in the place where the food is. I'm sorry, me would have rather do that. I could never just imagine handling food and doing it right there where the food is that you sell to the public, and we don't see any. I mean, these same hands are the hands that are no sir. Anyway, the people, boy, I mean, know what a situation with Philip Paulwell and his missing daughter and the daughter's mom. So as you know, human remains have been found, and it's alleged that it is possibly the remains of these two missing people. Now, of course, I would imagine that investigations are still undergoing, but we have got news that the ex-woman, which is Leoda, the other baby mother, has been arrested. Now, who remembers that she came out with a statement to claim that she has nothing to do with the missing baby mother, nor anything to do with the missing child. So the statement read as follows. My name is Leoda Bradshaw. I am a federal officer. I have a daughter with Mr. Philip Paulwell, and we are in a long-term relationship. I wish to state categorically that I have absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of Miss Toshina Patterson and her baby girl. The only interaction I ever had with Mrs. Patterson is through a brief Facebook exchange. I wish to share the sequence of events leading up to my exchange with Miss Patterson. In May 2023, my 8-year-old daughter with Philip was sent sexually explicit photos, which were later followed by email threats and extortion attempts. The matter was reported to the FBI, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the Broward County Sheriff's Department Internet Crimes Against Children. They later reported the matter to the Jamaican authorities. The threats against our child continued for months as the authorities investigated. On Sunday, September the 3rd, an email was sent to the parliamentary group making threats that personal information on Philip would be released to the public. They also made damning threats against our child. On Tuesday, September 5th, I received an email from a jessicadean568@gmail.com advising me she has been trying to contact me for months on Facebook to inform me that Miss Patterson had a child with Philip. I spoke to Philip, and he confirmed that he had a brief relationship with Miss Patterson, and it is possible that the child was his, but he was not certain as a DNA test has not yet been done. Following my conversation with Philip, I searched my Facebook history and noticed in my spam chats messages from an account with the name Jessica Dean, who had a PNP logo as her profile photo. She said she had been trying to reach out to me since June to bring to my attention the fact that Miss Patterson's child was Philip's. This was the first time I was hearing about Miss Patterson and the child. I also noticed that Miss Patterson had searched my profile on LinkedIn 4 weeks ago, and again 2 weeks before the emails came. On Tuesday, September 5th, I sent Miss Patterson a message on Facebook Messenger advising her that Philip had opened up to me about their involvement and the possibility that the child was his. I advised her that Philip and I would ensure the child is taken care of financially, and a DNA test would be done to ensure that Philip was the father of the child. That was the only time I had any interaction with Miss Patterson. I have never spoken to her by phone, nor have I made any arrangements to meet with her. Any such reports in social media are lies and will be passed on to my lawyer for action to be taken in the days ahead. I have shared all information I have with the authorities, and I hope their investigation will lead to the safe return of Miss Patterson and her baby girl. As can be seen from my exchanges with Miss Patterson, there was no anger but just a genuine wish to see that an innocent child is taken care of and not caught up between two parents no longer in a relationship. I will continue to work with the local and U.S. authorities to get to the bottom of the threats against my family, in particular our young daughter. I will continue to pray for the safe return of Miss Patterson and her baby, and ask anyone with information to contact the police. Now, attached to that, she had various conversations between herself and Miss Patterson. And it was all about the fact that, they don't want the child to get caught in the whole thing. And, you know, they were blaming him. His days are dark. He doesn't see anything yet. It is just beginning, and so on and so forth. So there was some kind of threatening talk around Philip Paulwell himself, right? It's not clear as to who said that according to this clip. They really say you don't see smoke without fire. What a way the old Jews still a fire, and so on. So even though she's saying this statement and she sounds as though she was trying to be above board with handling the situation of discovering the outside child, her comments in the messages suggest that there was a lot of emotions involved. There was anger involved. And there was a sense of, you know, I need vengeance against Philip for what he has done to me kind of thing. Now, remember, everybody, this is still alleged. We still do not know for sure that Leota is guilty of the crime, although she has been arrested. She could easily be de-arrested after their line of questioning probably leads to no evidence or no connection between herself and the crime scene. And once again, it's also not 100% confirmed that the remains are definitely them. Unless it has happened since I've done this blog. Anyway, people, no man is worth all of this. And I don't know if it's a situation of two jealous women going at each other, a protection of assets financially and so on. And I don't know if it's that or if it is a setup in terms of Philip Paulwell being set up by yet somebody else, because she mentions the fact that she was receiving these threats, right? But she herself is a federal officer. There's so many ways that they've been trained just through contact with various other crime scenes to hide information or create information that fits a narrative. Let us sit back and let us observe and let's watch and see what the results of this is. Whether or not Philip Paulwell is innocent, that's also yet to be also seen, because many times partners are involved in situations. They may know of things and may withhold that information from the police because they're protecting each other. And, you know, I am looking at Philip Paulwell with a bit of a side eye, because how were you not aware? How were you not more bothered by the disappearance? And, you know, there are many questions around the whole thing. So, at least the wheels of justice are turning, and it is just for us to be on the sidelines and to await confirmations. And, you know, hopefully that mother and that daughter would not have died without any kind of solution being brought to the crime, and the person behind it really made to pay the penalty. Hey, but people, me not lie, you know. Me no know how them women here do it. How them women here get themselves so caught up in a man that, you know, them willing for put up with all sorts. Because you see, me, as me find out, say, any kind of outside picnic and all them something they are going. Me gone, you know, me can't deal with that. Some women, boy, I take my hats off to you if you're one such woman who has taken in an outside child while you are having your relationship, your good up relationship with your man, my love. Because me not have them kind of patience there. I am not going to be here in my marriage, giving my all, my full commitment, only getting pregnant for my husband or my partner. Only if you go here say some other woman was breeding more or less the same time as me or whatever, or shortly after me. No, I am not going to stay. I am not going to pick up that situation on my head. May I go about my business. Maybe I'm selfish, maybe I'm unforgiving, but I know what my heart can tolerate. I know what I can take. And it's not like I have not given this man a child. So for him to go and find yet another baby, that means that him not only asleep and I have baby, he must sleep bareback. He must bring that come back in my house. He must sleep with me bareback, so the whole away in a one big entanglement, because I peer sharing a bodily fluids. No sir, bear risk. Listen to me, man. I don't have the patience. I don't have the forgiveness in me for that. I would bounce. That is me. But to go plan anything like that, I think that that goes to a different level of psychopathic behavior. To take out anybody's life and the life of a child, that takes some coolness, heartlessness to do something like that. But that's just my opinion on the alleged situation. So I have been listening to, observing, seeing the commentary, the other bloggers' perspectives on this whole thing that happened with 99 and the young lady who is in the process of carrying out litigation against the big platform holder. And this is what I'm going to say. I think that some people are now realizing how important it is to think before typing, but the message is lost on some people for sure. I'm still seeing people coming up in the comments, throwing around people's names, making certain kind of allegations, and I'm still having to remove such from my platform. I've also noticed one particular blogger who has put up a statement in their community section, and this has nothing to do with that case, but talking about another social media personality and her daughter. And I looked at that comment and I shook my head and said to myself, this person is playing a dangerous game, because here you are accusing the woman of being a horrible mother, accusing the woman of certain situations to do with other family members, and you're not holding back. You're basically drawing conclusions as though you were present and accounted for while everything was happening. Some people, social responsibility is lost on them. And anything that reached that person, just reach that person, because you now learn. Right? And I don't understand how somebody can be so caught up in other people's mistakes in life when their lives have also had certain experiences that were not perfect, right? Stop getting so caught up in blaming and executing all kinds of allegations online about people's lives when you do not have primary information and you were not present in the situation to actually know what is what. You understand me? You are drawing your own conclusions and your own opinions where nobody has asked for it. It isn't wrong to blog. We know that blogging is a thing and you can talk about anything that you want to talk about. But when you're going to draw conclusions that are laced with opinions, you are putting yourself in a position to definitely get sued. And if another example is made out of you, then so be it, right? And I really would not blame that mother for deciding to take things the legal route if she decides to do so, because you are already putting evidence in her hand. Now, once again, maybe this blogger knows something what me no know, but it just don't look right to me that we can be so careless and reckless with our platforms that we can say anything and don't expect that there's going to be some kind of consequence for our behavior. I've also noticed that certain bloggers are throwing out the fact that all of a sudden this new blogger is being acknowledged while they were in the game for some time. I just want to make it clear that I'm not here to compete with any of you. I do my own thing. I stay in my own lane. And whoever chooses to recognize what I'm doing as good works, I have nothing but respect for that. And it doesn't matter what you might think of that individual if I have no control over what they consider to be worthy content. I do what I do because I enjoy doing it. And if it comes naturally to me to do it in a particular way, I don't see why it is that you guys are getting yourselves all worked up about it, right? Just do your thing. And I'm certain that whatever good thing will come your way will come your way. It's got nothing to do with me. I believe in using my platform to spread some learning value. I want to add to people's understanding. I think that there are people out there who crave information that is worthy of applying to their lives on a day-to-day basis, and I don't see why it is that you see that being recognized as a bad thing. So for those of you who think that, the big platform holder should not be seeking comfort in bloggers, remember there are bloggers and there are bloggers, okay? And some people may consider that all bloggers are the same, but I'm going to say that even within the blogging community, there are levels to the situation. And if, unfortunately, you are not the person that handled the situation in the way that it should have been handled, or in the way that the handling was appreciated, that's nobody's fault but your own. So perhaps if you were the kind of blogger that was not out there being disrespectful or handling things in a disrespectful manner, even if not intended, you could have been that person that would have provided some kind of balance. I am pretty certain that the big platform holder is well aware of the fact that I am no solicitor, I am no lawyer. Therefore, she will seek the professional advice that no doubt she's already getting. But don't make it look as though bloggers do not have impact with people they blog about. Many of the times, a lot of celebrities actually listen to what bloggers have to say. Hence the reason why Cardi B was well aware of what was taking place for her to go out and sue that other blogger who was saying things that was maligning her character. So don't think that you as a blogger can't be valuable too, but just make sure your input is valuable enough for it to be recognized. This is your girl, Head Teacher K.